Hello, Halos Gaming here, bringing you another burner guide. Today we have Anomic Agent Serpentis. Since the Nergal came out, or the Nergal, however you want to say it, we've gotten treated with some nice changes to burners. And one of them is that Serpentis is now a lot easier to run compared to the Harpy that we were running before. For those of you guys who are unaware, Serpentis is a daredevil. It has the web bonus, so it webs you down really heavily. And it also scrams you, so you can't use a micro warp drive. So you can't use a micro warp drive, and he webs you really hard. So you either got to bring your own webs to try and combat that, target painters or other EWAR to try and combat that. And then he sits at 12 kilometers, which is the optimal range, I believe, with antimatter on rails. So that's where he sits. He's a scram kite with a huge web bonus. So he has the mobility advantage. So we're going to fight on his terms. The hard parts about dealing with him are dealing with his insane DPS and dealing with his webs. Other than that, he's a pretty normal NPC. But going further, for the skills on the Nergal, we're going to want to have precursor frigates to 5 because it's required to fly the Nergal. It's a T2 precursor ship, and then you're going to want heavy or assault frigates to 4. This will give you the bonuses to the Nergal. We get, what is it again? It is the assault frigate bonus will increase damage and multiplier bonus. This isn't as important for the Serpentis fight as it is the Blood Raiders fight, but the assault frigate skill helps a lot. In navigation, we're not going to need a whole lot. The important part is that you can actually move. So navigation up to 4 or 5. Engineering, we're not really dependent on caps, so you're definitely going to want those skills to 4, but I always recommend training on 5 for a lot of other burners because you need cap stability. This one doesn't need to be cap stable because it doesn't run for... It's a short fight. In armor, you're definitely going to want armor repair systems to 5, and then that's really it. Mechanics and hull upgrades give you more buffer. Like always, we're not doing a shield tank, so we don't need shield skills. Targeting, we don't need anything special here. In gunnery, you're going to want all the support skills at least to 4, with precursor weapons to at least 4. I believe that will give you the DPS you need, because they do spool up. I'm looking for small precursor weapon. You do want it to at least 4. It's nice to have it to 5 so you can use T2 ammo for other fights. But this one does not require T2 ammo, so you only need it to 4. And we're not using the T2 gun, so 4 is what's required. We're not using any missiles. We are using drones. They're not necessary. I use Mimitar drones because they do explosive damage. That's what he's weak to. We do need to use Webifiers, so I believe it's propulsion jamming. That helps with capacitor a little bit. We don't need any scanning skills. In rigs, we are using armor rigs to increase our armor tank. So armor rigging is what you're going to want. And that's really it for skills. We do also overheat. So in engineering, I believe we're going to need thermodynamics. That's also important. It's not as important as other burners because the fight's really short. The fitting is really where the magic's at. We have 2 Entropic radiation heat sinks, a Centus C-type Kinetic Hardener, a small A-type Repper, a small anti-thermal pump, Tech 2, and a small auxiliary Nano pump, Tech 2. In the mid slots, these are kind of expensive. The Federation Navy Stasis Webifier gives 60%, and then the Caldari Stasis Webifier gives 55%. So we got a dual web. The reason we have a Caldari Navy Stasis Webifier instead of a Federation is because it uses slightly less CPU, which allows us to squeeze the tractor beam on. The optimal thing would be 2 Kinetic, but they're very limited in supply, so not everybody's going to be able to get them. But 2 Kinetic webs both have 60%. They have a 13-kilometer range, so they'll still web him, and they're both 60%, so it's better. We have a small, compact PB acid cat battery. The reason the smaller one rather than the bigger one, or the Tech 2 one, is again CPU, because we are really tight on CPU. And then the biggest save in CPU is using the faction gun over the T2 gun. We're using a Veles Entropic Disintegrator, running Baryon ammo, and then we have a tractor beam to tractor it in. And then, of course, the drones, which will deploy as well. The fight's really simple and really quick. I'll give you guys the rundown. Before we go in, we are going to overheat our hardener before activating the gate, so that's already heated. We don't want to be fumbling over it while we're going through. We're just going to go right on in. The fight's super simple, guys. We're going to lock this guy up. We're going to click the approach button. We're going to turn on our tank. We're going to begin webbing him and firing. And you're not going to do anything for a second. You're just going to sit here and wait for your damage to charge up a little bit. Because we need to break his armor reps before the drones will be able to do anything. And we want to make sure that we secure our position as being the scary thing, so that he doesn't switch to the drones. If we need to, if you're feeling uneasy about your tank, you can overheat your repper a little bit. As now we're breaking him a little bit. He's retaining damage after he gets a rep cycle. We're going to go ahead and throw our drones. And they're going to help expedite the kill just a little bit. You don't want to overheat guns, again, using the Triglavian ships, because the repair bill is really excessive. We should be fine without heating our armor repper, but we did take a lot of damage before we started repping this time. We should be fine. I'm going to brave it this time. As you see, we do take a little bit more damage than we tank, but that can be rectified by overheating the repper should you feel uneasy. That's it. The fight's done. The reason we bring the tractor beam is because he's 12 kilometers away. We're going to just kind of go approach this and tractor it in, and that's our wreck. We can set destination and start rolling home. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like the video, please tell me why. Tell me how I can improve so I can make better videos in the future. But everybody fly fun, and I will see you guys in the next one.